Hi. I just trimmed my bangs and I feel like I look really weird because like my eyebrows are now exposed. Is this what it's like to have bangs? Hey internet, it's Jessica and welcome back to another episode of Commentary Corner. Today we are going to be taking a look at the next installment of the Resident Evil series, Extinction. Now this movie I have seen before. This movie plays a lot here in Canada on TV. I don't know why. Wasn't a big fan of it, but to be fair, that was like a few years ago, so maybe my opinions change now that I'm like watching the other movies. So with that being said, it's sponsor time. Okay. This video is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. Raid Shadow Legends is a free app on the Android and iOS store. You can also play it on PC. As a huge fan of RPG games, I'm honestly so impressed on how the game runs on my phone. It has everything from an intriguing storyline to the PvP battles and dungeons where you can fight against 10 bosses and get artifacts for your champion. What I love about this game is you can take your time and strategize, and if you want, you can also play it in auto mode where the game will take over and pick the moves for you, but at the same time making sure your champions level up. You can challenge yourself to the edge in ongoing tournaments, compete against the entire raid community while fighting the Spider's Den, Ice Golem Peak, the Almighty Fire Knight, or even the Notorious Dragon. And now in Raid Patch 1.15 coming in May, you will be able to compete in the brand new Arena Tournament. Earn points according to your tier and win awesome rewards in the local and global tournament. So, what are you waiting for? Check out the link in the description. You get 100,000 silver, 50 gems, 1 energy refill, and 1 free champion, the Agitator. These rewards are only available for the next 30 days for new players, so grab them before they're gone. Thank you to Raid Shadow Legends for sponsoring this video. Girl, is like Mila Jovovich naked in all the Resident Evil films? I just noticed that. She's been like naked in every single film. I'm a little bit paranoid. Did I buy the wrong movie? Because I'm like, this is shot by shot of the first one. I think she is either dreaming or they're doing like an experiment on her. That could be what's happening. Whoa! That kind of scared me a little bit. Did they have to do a sound effect like that? Whoa! Okay, so she's basically trapped in this like simulation, it seems like. Whoa! What was that? It's Sir Jorah Mormont.
A sample of her blood.
This is kind of what I was suspecting in the previous one, and don't give me that. I don't remember anything of this movie. Like I said, I tried to erase it from my memory. It seems like Mr. Jorah Mormont is trying to do some experiments by cloning Alice. They did inject her with the G virus, and they wanted to see, you know, how she could mutate from it between her and Matt. Matt was the failed experiment, which is why he looked like a grotesque version. Even though Nemesis isn't exactly a failed experiment, he's like an uncontrollable type of experiment, while Alice was the perfect soldier, and we can clearly see that from the first movie to now. She's pretty much a badass. She can do everything. I do wonder if he's just trying to clone her because she died in the second one, so he's just like, let me try to recreate her again. Or if he's trying to like harness her blood samples to put it into another project. Because with Umbrella, it seems like they just keep doing that anyway, you know what I mean? From the looks of this too, they're all got shot in the abdomen area, so they failed that part during the test, or the little trap that comes down and shoots everything. He's trying to perfect it, I think, trying to perfect the next Alice. Oh my god, that scared me! How did they even get here? I'm not talking about Umbrella, I'm talking about the zombies. They would congregate, is that how you say that word? They would congregate around cities and stuff like that, mainly because that's kind of where a lot of people were. But if we were to think like everyone's dead already, they kind of like rode off, I feel like they would stick to like forest areas, because if it's not for people, there are animals in that area. In the desert, there's not really any animals you can get at.
Lakes and rivers dried up. Forests became deserts.
Oh, that's probably why those zombies are walking towards. Okay, that makes more sense then, because like there's no forest, so there's probably no wildlife around.
What few survivors there were learned to keep on the move.
That's also a good point, but at the same time, if you're on the run and the planet's already like dried up, cities are your only go-to areas to kind of like gather. Every time I watch like something about an apocalypse or whatever, people always have guns and have bullets, right? If the people who stop manufacturing them, how do they expect to like get bullets again? Like after they run out and no one's making them anymore, how do they do that? Is it possible you can make a bullet on your own? Is that even possible to do? Like, I really don't get it. For me personally, if I was in the apocalypse, I would prefer to have a melee weapon, like a knife or something like that, or a bat, because at least that way I don't have to keep reloading or something like that. It's more versatile. Alright, so they're in Salt Lake City. Okay, interesting.
Can anyone hear us? Can anyone help us?
Oh, it's a trap! I shouldn't be surprised about that. People get desperate in these kinds of situations, especially when you're limited. There's very few people who are willing to be like, let me go help that person. It shows that Alice does still have her humanity intact. She did mention in the last movie that her experiments kind of inhibited her emotions because that kind of makes her a better soldier. But it's interesting to see that she kind of still has like a caring and compassionate side to her. Like that emotion is still in her. Oh my god! No! Why is it always the damn dog? Every movie, huh? Okay. Did she just punch that other dog? What? Alright, so I'm taking a wild assumption that Alice is just going around getting supplies, and if there's people in need, she will help them.
Claire, you got any smokes?
Oh my goodness, it is Claire Redfield, the little sister of Chris. I don't really remember being impressed with Claire's character in this. Like, for me, she didn't really stand out. But again, maybe I'll change my mind. It's been a long time since I've, watched this. Oded! I love Oded. Is this Ashanti? Holy sh**, is that Wesker? Wesker's such an asshole. Oh my god.
They hunger for flesh.
They don't need to feed. That's the thing. It's not like if they stopped eating human flesh or whatever, living flesh, they'll just die off or whatever. They still remain. I think they just remain until the body decomposes to the point where there's no muscle on the bone and they can't move. That's the only way they'll kind of kill off themselves.
I will develop a serum.
Okay, so Mr. Jorah Mormont's purpose over here is that he is meant to be making a cure or a vaccine or a reversal to the T-virus by using Alice's blood. She's the only character to be able to not mutate from taking the G-virus. But I feel like, since this is Umbrella, I don't think this dude is just making an antibody kind of thing, because he keeps destroying the clones, like, until they perfect that whole maze room.
Giving back these creatures a measure of their intelligence, their memories.
I do wonder about that too. When you become a zombie, would your memories and stuff like that still be able to survive?
You're confident you can domesticate them.
Interesting. Okay, so he wants to kind of control the zombies and make them pets. I don't know how that's a good idea, but I guess that's one way to get rid of the whole zombie virus,
Would provide the basis for a docile workforce.
Basically, you're saying you want to make slaves. Okay, I should have known. It's Umbrella.
Without the original projectile, his progress has been difficult.
Oh, he wasn't actually there. Wait, what the hell? I thought they were actually there. They're holograms? Damn, dude. And this is like the early 2000s. How is it like this? I gotta say, I am impressed with the whole VFX of the way that the zombies look. I think one of my favorite ones is The Walking Dead. Greg Nicotero did a really good job of like creating the walkers there. I don't know who exactly is the designer for this. I'm gonna have to look it up later. They have a really interesting look, and it's good. Like the way that they have like rotting blood and flesh on their mouth, which is a nice detail because that's what they're doing. They're eating people, right? So I think that's a really, really cool detail. Oh, another question that I have relating to the bullet comment that I made earlier. If they run out of gas, what do they do then? You can't just like make that either, or dig it up, that's like impossible in the apocalypse. So what do you do then? Oh, ew! What does that say? Isolated here. Solitude Earth. So they found a location of where they could go that many people don't know about. That's probably what that was, right? Oh no, the birds! In the Resident Evil lore, birds carry the virus as well, not just dogs. So I wonder if that applies to this film series too. Okay, I'm gonna try to read this, even though it's kind of hard to see. Heard the transmission. They say there are up there. You'll only reach it by. I wonder if those things down there swim. I need to get over there. We need a vehicle, fuel. In the mountain, hunt, I got ammo, I need something, where is the, I don't know, something, and then Russia is underlined. So this dude was planning to go to Alaska. It's very fitting that Claire's convoy, pretty much is what they're calling themselves, are looking for survivors. It fits Claire's like personality and her character, which I like that because they kept true to what she is in the video game. Okay, I've always heard two ways of saying this. Anyone from this area, please tell me, how do you pronounce it? Is this Nevada or Nevada? I've heard both sayings. What is the right answer? I don't know. I will hand it to LJ. Seems like he's finally understanding how to protect himself, because in the second movie he was just being an idiot. Oh! Okay, I don't understand that part, because if he was like walking down the hallway checking everything, when did this guy come out? Zombies always make noises, even if they're not eating anything or whatever. They still make noises if they're just standing there. He should be able to hear that dude in the hallway. No, LJ, look up, dude. See, again, this zombie's not making any noise. Ah! Oh no, he got bit, didn't he?
Okay.
No? Did he not tell Carlos that he got bit? Oh god.
So what do we say, dinner at my place tonight?
He's not gonna be there for much longer. Ooh, that's a big bite. But I'm very, very surprised that she didn't give a thorough check of him to make sure he's okay. Also, Carlos not noticing that he got bit. Interesting. I guess he just didn't notice because he was shooting, right? So maybe it's too much noise. He couldn't, like, hear the zombie going for a chomp. I'm also very surprised that LJ's not telling anyone. Is he not telling anyone because he's scared? Or is he not telling anyone because he feels like he can handle it himself? Like, when the time comes, maybe he can off himself? Ew, what are we doing now? Okay, so this is one of Dr. Isaac's experiments where he's trying to tame the zombies, because he believes there's still, you know, intactment of the brain, like memories, functions of it that are still available if they're able to wake it up in a proper way. And it seems like he's right, because like this zombie knows what to do. You when you pick up a phone, you put it to your ear. That's very interesting. So I guess my theory of the whole thing, like what happens to your brain, I guess your memories are and stuff like that are still stored within it, since it technically can reanimate the body. Wow, I'm actually very impressed with Dr. Isaac's experiment that he managed to do, because can you imagine, let's like take out the whole slave thing, because that's probably what they're going to do with the zombies. If they were able to tame the zombies, it would be so much easier to get rid of them.
The serum works.
No! Oh no! Oh, and Dr. Isaac doesn't care. So it seems like the problem with the serum, it can trigger back the memories, but I think what also triggers the emotions of the brain. And frustration and anger seems to be the forefront of it. And I do wonder if that whole pent-up aggression thing comes from their need to continuously eat. Think of it as an obsession. When people don't get what they want, they tend to get very angry, right? So is that why that zombie got really angry? Is that correlating to that? That's my theory for that. I don't know. Alright, so it seems like she's obsessed with finding what she found in that notebook. Fly over there. Not a sound of cars outside, still waiting. That thing is outside. I'm running out of food now. It's serious. I'm scared. Fear. I don't want to die. Heard the transmissions again. They're broadcasting from some town in Alaska. No infection, no undead. They're isolated up there. Safe. I don't know if that's even true anymore. I imagine there's probably going to be a lot of places like that in the world where they haven't been infected because they're so isolated from everything else, but eventually it will come, won't it? We don't know the timeline of this. How long have they survived being isolated?
Activate number 87.
Ooh, it seems like she's connected to the others. That's also interesting. Essentially is a clone of Alice, right? The original died in the second movie. That's interesting that she's having kind of like a bleeding effect coming off of the other clones, so the other clones are kind of experiencing the same thing. What the hell? Huh? Does she have psychic abilities too? What the hell was that? That probably explains what I saw in the last movie. That dude who was just like the security, and then all of a sudden his face just started bleeding because Alice looked at him through the camera. New power, pretty much, right? She probably mutated onto the next level.
My sensors have detected a peak.
Oh, is this the Red Queen?
The activity is not from one of the clones.
You know, that's probably the key clone, the one that got away, to him completing Project Alice. Because every clone so far has failed his test, right? And Alice was successful enough to get the hell out. And just from what that little girl said, I don't know what her name is, we're just gonna call her Red Queen for now. But like she said, she has the most magnitude of power compared to the clones inside the facility. Oh no! Bro, how is LJ still alive? Damn, dude, the virus didn't even kick in yet for him. It's been a full day. Wow! That's a lot of birds! I think I got my answer to my previous question. Do the birds carry the infection like they do in the video games? I think they do. That's a lot of them. It's really creepy. I've seen this before. When I used to go to school, there were always these power lines and loads of birds were just like sitting on them. I don't understand why they do it. It's so creepy because it reminds me of, like, you know, the movie The Birds by Alfred Hitchcock. Oh yeah, they're definitely infected. You can see their eyeballs. It's like completely white.
I'm feeding on infected flesh.
Yep. Okay, so the birds carry it over. That's not good. I do wonder why it's birds. I guess because birds can carry diseases too. It's like rats, right? So like birds are the next one that can carry diseases. I also wonder why it's dogs that also carry them as well. Does anyone know why Resident Evil did that? Like why they picked dogs? Dude, you guys need to get the hell out of there. Stop. And stuck with the infected guy. I wouldn't waste bullets. Why would you do that? Save the bullets unless you're getting attacked. Oh no. Yo, LJ should sacrifice himself. What the hell is he doing? He's the one who's bit, you know what I mean? Get everyone else and sacrifice yourself. That's what I would do if I was bit. I wouldn't like just be like, yeah, I'm gonna pretend I'm fine. I'm gonna come with you guys. Like I would make use of that. You're gonna put the group in danger, dude. Ah, finally someone's thinking. Oh, she sacrificed herself rather than LJ, and she wasn't the. This is why LJ pisses me off. She was holding up the window. Why didn't they switch? LJ's already bit. What a waste of a person for the group, dude. What the heck? Also, that other guy who was driving the bus, he's dead as well. Great, so they lost 2 people. Ah! I did not hear the Wilhelm scream. Huh? So she's gotta have telekinesis now. That's her whole thing. I guess like telekinesis would make sense if the humans were to evolve. Do you guys think that would be the most appropriate, realistic superpower if humans were to evolve? Because looking at whole super movies and stuff like that, there's a lot of different types of superpowers. Let me know in the comments what you think. Dang, if she was only there like 5 seconds sooner, she could have saved Betty and all of them. Oh man, Carlos is hugging her. They had a relationship in the second movie, remember? They were kind of flirting with one another.
Another spike in Alpha and Beta waves.
Uh-oh, Dr. Ice is gonna be like, oh, we gotta get that Alice, because she's the key for her project. Whoa!
You're supposed to be domesticating them.
Sometimes aggression has its uses.
Oh my god. Oh my god, he's probably going to like mutate them further. Like he said, aggression has its uses. And what do you use aggression for? Weapons, right?
What's your name?
Kmart.
What? Your name's Kmart?
That's where they found me.
Oh, I was about to say, what kind of freaking parents do you have that names you Kmart? There's some weird ass names that parents have named their kids, not gonna lie, but Kmart's pretty out there.
Seemed like time for a change.
Okay, girl, I get it. You want to change your name to Apocalypse. It's very depressing. Maybe you didn't like your old life with it, whatever name you had, but why would you name yourself Kmart? I don't understand that. I get that they found you there, but girl, pick another name. Bro, how is LJ still alive? He doesn't even look remotely, you know, dead.
Why did you leave after the Detroit?
Oh, so they picked her up from the facility and she just left?
They were tracking me. I couldn't be around you.
So she was aware that, remember when Dr. Isaac said, oh, activate Project Alice? I do find it interesting that Alice was able to understand, like, oh, there's something wrong with me inside, that they're using me and tracking me and everything like that. Because I imagine if you're an experiment of Umbrella, they would put it in a way that you wouldn't notice that you're being used. So that's what I find so fascinating about Alice, that she's able to, like, understand, oh, I'm being tracked. I gotta get the hell out of here.
Broke into an Umbrella facility and hacked into their computers.
I kind of wish they showed that. I get they're explaining why she left, but it's such a big gap from the second movie. It would have been cool if they showed Alice, like, leaving the group and be like, I gotta head back to Umbrella and kind of take control of the whole situation and know that they're tracking me and hack into their systems. It would have been nice to include that in the movie, because, like, it's kind of random to just be offhand and be like, oh yeah, I just broke into the facility and hacked everything. Oh, look at that! Oh, okay, I kind of shook them. Carlos and Alice is pretty cute, not gonna lie, they're kind of cute. god, why is Dr. Isaac so creepy? Jesus Christ, every doctor in Umbrella is so creepy and disturbed. But I guess that's the whole point, right? You need some creepy and disturbed people in order to deal with this kind of virus, biohazard, bioweapon thing.
The longer we leave her out there, the greater chance we lose her again.
That decision isn't yours to make.
He doesn't trust Dr. Isaacs anyway. I guess it's just like a safety measure, which makes sense because this guy's kind of a loose cannon if you think about it, so I get why Wesker's doing that. So now Alice has told them about the notebook that she found and how the notes say go to Alaska because it's isolated. So this person was recording all the radio frequencies that they were getting from Alaska and recording like what's going on.
This convoy trusts me with their lives. We have a decision to make.
Huh, so Claire's gonna ask the group, which is fair. If you want like the whole group to trust you, it's better to ask them than just to make a decision. So they voted for Alaska. All right. They seem very happy about that. I don't know, that seems very odd because if I were them, I'd be skeptical if people were actually there or not. LJ, bro, how are you still alive? Why hasn't he told anyone yet? I'm so pissed off at LJ.
Vegas. The only place we're sure to find gasoline in.
Yikes. Yep. Vegas is like, I imagine like, you know, there's lots of tourists and there's lots of people who were there, so it's very populated. And it makes sense that it would be very dangerous to go, especially the conditions of like the whole desert and whatever, and now that it's more advanced because of the earth dying. Yeah, Vegas would be your only option to find gas and supplies. Yeah, things will go so well once they get there.
Committee authorizes immediate action.
Whoa, what is this guy doing now? He's trying to like outplay Wesker. This dude's a complete asshole. Oh, every time they flirt with each other, I'm just like, the shipping intensifies. Ooh, now LJ's looking hella sick. He's starting to get really pale. And no one is noticing this? Like, they would look at this guy and be like, yo, you okay?
All right. Yeah, fine.
How long have they been in the apocalypse? You would think to know, even if you don't know he's bit, looking at this dude, do you think he's okay? So it looks like majority of Las Vegas is under sand. It's kind of cool. It's a kind of cool shot. I kind of like this one. The whole thing, like everything broken down and everything like that. You can still see the street lamp. Street lamps are pretty tall, so like that's a lot of sand. This container looks very suspicious.
Get back!
Once again, I'm surprised that the zombies didn't react immediately when they heard them rolling up with their cars and their trucks. They're pretty loud. Are these Dr. Isaac's experiments? Ooh! Interesting that she's going for the throat, though. We all know, killing zombies, you gotta go for the brain. Why is she going over here? That makes no sense. Alice, you should know this. Carlos, no! Again, LJ, what the hell are you doing? I know he ran out of bullets, but like, this man's first thing is to be like, hey, let me go in there instead of helping Carlos. He's on the ground in front of you.
Then shut her down.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense. This guy's the real deal, honestly. I thought he was gonna be something stupid because, like, how do you expect her to die when even Nemesis couldn't even kill her? He shut her down. But I feel like he should have done that a long time ago. Would that not work? But I guess he's hoping the other zombies will kill the rest of the convoy.
She's fighting the condition.
Ooh, Alice is fighting back. Oh no, LJ's dead. Even in death, LJ's still a dumbass. He should have gotten out. Why did he go in there? His last moment could have been saving Carlos. No, this guy had to hide in the van. Now he's putting Kmart at risk. Ah, Carlos! I remember this part in the movie when I was watching it. I hate this part because I love Carlos and he dies because of LJ's stupid ass mistake. This is the second time he's infected and now they don't even have an antivirus anymore. So he's done. Carlos is done. She's using her telekinetic powers to destroy the satellite. That's interesting. Her reach is pretty far then. If she's able to reach a satellite, she's very strong. The karma comes back for Dr. Isaac. One of his experiments bites him. Good. I hope he suffers. Yikes, he ain't looking so good. Look how pale he is. Oh my god. He got bit by a different type of zombie that was mutated with the serum that he injected with. So now, how does that affect Dr. Isaacs? Because now it's like a very upgraded mutation. He's not just gonna turn into a zombie, he's gonna turn into something else. How many serums did he inject himself with?
You have no idea what this will do to you.
So this guy just upped the dosage on himself? Why?
I sentence you to summary liquidation.
Oh! I mean, that's pretty much the smart thing to do, right? I don't think telling him you're fired is gonna work because this dude clearly is out of his mind if he's injecting himself with how many serums, I don't even know. But also at the same time, why'd you shoot him in the chest? The brain! My god, everyone's so stupid here. You've been working at Umbrella for how long with this guy and he's been experimenting on zombies? You would think they would know, oh hey, this is how we get rid of the undead, the brain. Nobody thinks around here anymore, huh? Yeah. He kind of looks like William Birkin now, a little bit, with, you know, the whole arm thing. I wonder if that's what they're kind of basing Dr. Isaacs on, William Birkin, that whole storyline.
You need a way to get in there, and I have an idea.
See? This is how LJ should have handled him getting bit. Being like, I will somehow help the group at some point in time. Carlos is thinking like that. Hey, I'm already bit. You know, there's no way you're gonna save me. We're not gonna have enough time to get the antivirus. I might as well be some use to the group and have a way for you guys to get in here. LJ's fucking going into the van and killing everyone. God. Kiss him! Finally! So, essentially what the plan is, Carlos is gonna be the battering ram for the gate, and he's gonna go out in style, which wouldn't be Carlos if he didn't.
You're not coming?
Nope. Alice has got other plans, aka Dr. Isaacs.
And this facility contains all of the equipment you will require to synthesize a cure.
Oh, so she's trying to make Alice make the cure. Which is interesting, I guess, because her drivers are telling her she's there for the purpose of researching for the virus. Unlike the Red Queen, her derivative was make sure the virus doesn't get out, which is why she killed everyone in that building. Alright, so she basically has to fight up Dr. Isaac because there's no way in how she's gonna be able to make the virus because he wants her for a different purpose. Yeah, he's kind of getting like the whole William Birkin vibe. He's not that scary looking though. I don't know. He doesn't look that scary. He just looks gross. Oh, his body's healing up. Oh, it's dead? Tell me why the freaking Sir Jorah Mormont just ran like a bitch, though. Like, what was that? He didn't even try to fight back with Alice. Oh! Never mind. Why did I think, like, hey, maybe this battle will be better than Nemesis? Never mind. He's repairing himself. So how are you supposed to kill this guy?
You can't kill me.
If he's still able to talk to her, then he must have, like, complete control over himself. Because if we could compare it to William Birkin, he started losing more and more of himself as the mutation started to consume him, right? It's fully consumed Dr. Isaacs already, but he's still able to, like, think clearly because he's still communicating with her. And I guess that's what he was trying to get with the other zombies, since he's injecting himself with that serum to domesticate them. And I guess his logic was when he got bit, he thought, I'm gonna lose control of myself, I'm gonna die, might as well inject myself with as much of that serum as I can, so that I can keep control of my brain. It's smart! Even though it is stupid. I get what he's trying to do. I just love when Alice is in, like, a very terrible state, like the life or death situation. Somehow, miraculously, she manages to fight back. This ain't hentai! Get your tentacles off me! Oh, there you go! Use that power! I was waiting for that! Oh my god, I think he has some of Alice's DNA within him too then, right? Wait a second, no, the serum has DNA of Alice's blood, which is what he's, oh no, and he put it 10 times folded into him. How the hell are you supposed to kill this guy then? Oh, the other Alice is still alive?
For so long, I thought you were the future.
Dude, if you're gonna kill her, just kill her. Why do you gotta give this whole villain-ass speech? What is up with every villain in every movie? I gotta tell them what I'm gonna do before I kill them. You're wasting so much time, my guy. She's gonna die too then. Oh, maybe not. Ah, other Alice comes and saves the day. I guess that's the only way you can take out Umbrella, right? An army of Alices? Makes sense because they're very powerful. You might as well do that. Alright, so that's the end of the movie. You know, it's kind of funny that I kind of like this movie now. When I first watched it, I hated this movie. I absolutely hated it. But when you stop thinking about the video game, you just kind of like roll with it. It's actually very enjoyable. So I kind of find it funny that I don't hate it now. But now that I have more context of the other movies, I can enjoy it more. I will say this was a lot better than the second one. I really thought I was gonna like the second one a lot more than this. The fighting sequences, especially with Dr. Isaacs at the end, was so much better than Nemesis' fight because I couldn't see what the hell was going on when she was fighting Nemesis. With this one, even though there's not much choreography of her fighting him, you can understand and process the scene better because there's not too many zoom-ins randomly. I also like how they handle the story. There's more flow to it rather than so many random things happening that doesn't make any sense like the previous movie. This more has of a flow with the story and it's much more digestible for someone to view it and understand what's going on. So I'll give them props for that. CGI got a hell of a lot better than the last one too. I kind of wish there was more of like a development with Dr. Isaacs in terms of him turning into that monstrosity, because we didn't really, it's kind of like the last half an hour of the movie he turns into that. I kind of would like a slow burn with his character, but then again, this movie's very short compared to the other one, so I guess they can't really do that in a short amount of time. Another thing I want to complain about is like Alice's whole journey from the second movie. I wish they included that in this one so we know like how she ended up here, how she ended up alone, because randomly just cutting it off and then her telling Carlos, oh, I was doing this, doesn't really cut it. I feel like that would have more of a development for her character, you know, like her drive to like wanna kind of fight Umbrella. You need to include that in there. I feel like that was missing in that. This movie was also a lot more balanced ratio from Claire and the others to Alice. Even though Alice is getting more of the action sequences, they're still allowing Claire and Carlos and even LJ killing off like zombies and stuff like that. They're not giving it all to Alice, so I appreciate that a lot, that there's more balance to that, because oh my god, the last movie was terrible with it. I'm really sad that they killed off Carlos the same way he got bitten in the second one. It would have been nicer if he had a different kind of death rather than just getting bit, you know what I mean? Maybe getting eaten by a horde of zombies would have been interesting, or him sacrificing himself but he's not actually bit. Like, I feel like those kinds of endings for Carlos would fit better. I'm not saying his end was terrible, but I just feel like it's too similar to how it was in the second movie. If they change it up a bit, that would have been cool. The introduction of Wesker is finally into the series, so I'm really curious how they're gonna handle his character, because he's such an ass in the Resident Evil games, and I want him to be like this whole menacing guy, which I don't exactly get that from him. I get him more of like, I'm a cocky dick and I'm gonna like push you around kind of vibe. Claire's a whole character though, it was kind of like, okay, again, they're not following the video games. They kind of have some notion of her character where she's very compassionate and wants to help people. I see that in this Claire, but she didn't really wow me in this. Like, she didn't really do anything special or anything like that. So that kind of sucks. It's kind of, in my opinion, it's kind of a waste of potential for her. So yeah, my final thoughts of the movie, it's not that bad. I'm kind of glad that I'm rewatching all of this, and now that I'm playing the video games as well, I can get back into the whole thing of Resident Evil. So those are kind of my thoughts on it. I do like this one a lot better. Still, my rankings for the movie so far, number 1's my favorite, number 3, and then I'll put number 2 at last. So the next movie I think is Afterlife. I'm not sure. This is where I have no idea what's going on. This is the only movie that I've watched in the series, this movie alone, and I've never seen anything else beyond that. So, and a lot of people were telling me in the comments that it kind of goes downhill from here, so I guess we'll see what happens. I don't really know. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed this video, remember to leave a like, let me know in the comments what you think, and be sure to subscribe and hit the bell button for more episodes of Commentary Corner. Thank you to Raid Shadow Legends again for sponsoring this video. If you guys want to check the link in the description, I'll put it in there, and also in the pinned comments, go check it out. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!